You are here for a reason, not by chance, but by divine alignment. Something within you recognized the frequency of these words before your mind even understood them. For the next 21 days, you are about to step into a ritual so profound, so ancient, that Genevieve Behrend herself whispered it only to those ready to abandon the illusion of lack forever. But first, I need you to do something. Right now, wherever you are, close your eyes. Feel your breath. Inhale. Exhale. The shift has already begun. Your nervous system is already responding to the vibration of prosperity that flows through every word you hear. This is not positive thinking. This is not wishful meditation. This is the deliberate activation of your divine frequency, the same frequency that built empires, that manifested miracles, that transformed ordinary people into living magnets for wealth. Genevieve Behrend understood what most spiritual teachers miss. Abundance is not something you attract. It is something you remember. You were born as a frequency of prosperity, temporarily forgetting your true nature. These 21 days will not teach you to become abundant. They will strip away everything that convinced you that you were ever anything else. Listen to me carefully. Right now, in this moment, you are surrounded by an invisible field of infinite supply. The air you breathe carries particles of gold dust from distant stars. The light touching your skin originates from the same source that creates diamonds deep within the earth. You are not separate from abundance. You are abundance temporarily wearing the costume of limitation. Feel this truth settling into your bones. Every cell in your body was created from the same cosmic abundance that births galaxies and grows redwood forests. The calcium in your bones comes from ancient supernovas. The iron in your blood was forged in the heart of dying stars. You are literally made of abundance, yet you have been trained to believe in scarcity. This training ends today. For the next hour, you will experience what Genevieve called the great remembering, that moment when consciousness recalls its true nature and the physical world has no choice but to rearrange itself accordingly. You will not learn new information, you will remember ancient truth. If you can feel something shifting in your chest right now, a recognition, a stirring, a quiet voice saying yes, then like this video. Comment below with just 3 words, I am ready. And subscribe, because you are about to join a frequency field of thousands who are simultaneously awakening to their birthright of limitless supply. This is not a coincidence. This is orchestration. The universe has been preparing this moment your entire life. Every challenge you have faced, every disappointment you have endured, every moment you felt separate from your good, all of it was training you to recognize truth when it finally appeared. That training is complete. Your recognition begins now. Close your eyes again. Feel the electromagnetic field of your heart expanding. Modern science has proven that your heart generates an electromagnetic field 60 times stronger than your brain, extending 8 feet beyond your physical body. This field is not just energy. It is a broadcasting station sending signals into the quantum field that determines what manifests in your reality. Right now, your heart field is recalibrating to the frequency of your true nature. You may feel warmth, tingling, or a sense of expansion in your chest. This is not imagination. This is the physical sensation of abundance consciousness awakening within you. Your heart knows what your mind forgot. Your heart remembers what your conditioning obscured. Speak these words out loud, letting them vibrate through your entire being. I remember who I am. I remember what I am. I remember why I am here. Feel these words activating dormant codes in your DNA, switching on genes that have been waiting lifetimes for this moment of recognition. You are not becoming abundant. You are stopping the pretense that you were ever anything else. This is not a journey toward prosperity. This is a homecoming to your original nature. The next 21 days will not change you. They will reveal you. And now the revelation begins. Before we step through the portal that will change everything, I must tell you about Maria. She was a single mother from Phoenix, drowning in medical bills, working 3 jobs, believing that struggle was her spiritual assignment. She discovered this frequency protocol on a Tuesday evening when she had exactly $17 to her name and a foreclosure notice taped to her door. Her daughter needed surgery, her car was repossessed, and she was convinced that abundance was reserved for other people, people who were luckier, smarter, or more deserving. 21 days later, she called me with tears in her voice, not tears of desperation, tears of recognition. An opportunity had materialized that seemed impossible. A position she had applied for months earlier and forgotten about suddenly reopened. They offered her triple her previous salary. But here's what she said that still gives me chills. I didn't attract this job. I remembered that this job was always mine. Maria's transformation wasn't about working harder or thinking more positive thoughts. It was about frequency recalibration. When she stopped broadcasting the signal of, I lack, I struggle, I am separate from my good, the universe finally had permission to deliver what had been queued up for her since birth. The position had been waiting for someone with her exact qualifications for months. The company had been searching everywhere for someone with her precise combination of skills and experience. The abundance was already there. She simply had to stop blocking it with her consciousness of limitation. This is the difference between hoping for abundance and embodying it. Maria didn't spend 21 days begging the universe for money. She spent 21 days remembering that she was never separate from prosperity. The frequency was already there. She simply learned to tune in. And when she tuned in, everything that had been waiting for her permission finally had clearance to manifest. Now, I want you to understand something crucial about the space you are in right now. You are not just watching a video. You are sitting in the center of a divine appointment that has been arranged by forces far more intelligent than your conscious mind. This moment, this timing, this exact configuration of circumstances that brought you here, none of it is random. You have been guided to this frequency transmission because your soul is ready for the next level of your evolution. Visualize a golden door standing before you, not with your imagination, but with your inner sight, that deeper faculty of perception that operates beyond the 5 physical senses. This door has been waiting your entire life for this moment. It is the threshold between the reality you have known and the reality you came here to embody. With every breath you take, notice how it opens wider. Breathe in. The door reveals more light. Breathe out. Old limitations dissolve like morning mist. This golden door is not a metaphor. In the dimension where all manifestation originates, this door exists as surely as the chair you are sitting in. Behind it lies your original blueprint, the version of you that has never known lack, never experienced limitation, never doubted your infinite worth. This is the you that existed before family conditioning, before cultural programming, before the world convinced you that abundance was scarce and you had to fight for your piece of a limited pie. Place your hand on your heart and feel your heartbeat. This is not just circulation. This is the drumbeat of divine supply pulsing through you. Each beat is a signal being sent to the quantum field, declaring your readiness to receive. Your heart has been broadcasting this signal since the moment you were born, but interference patterns from fear, doubt, and unworthiness have been scrambling the transmission. Today, we clear the interference. Today, the signal becomes pure. Today, your heart broadcasts the frequency it was always meant to transmit. I am here, I am ready. I am open to receive unlimited good. Speak these words out loud, even if you whisper them. I am ready. I am open. I am worthy. Feel the truth of these words resonating in your cellular structure. Your DNA recognizes this frequency. It is the same frequency that guided your formation in your mother's womb, that orchestrated the miraculous process of your creation, that continues to sustain your life in every moment. Did you feel that? The slight shift in the air around you? That was your energy field recognizing truth after years of believing lies. Your electromagnetic signature just shifted. Sensitive individuals in your vicinity may actually feel this change without understanding what caused it. You are no longer broadcasting the same frequency you were broadcasting 10 minutes ago. We are preparing something that your soul has been waiting for lifetimes to remember. The golden door is opening. The light is streaming through. Your original frequency is coming online. There is a mirror in front of you now. Not the one hanging on your wall, but the one that exists in the realm where all transformation begins. Look into it. What do you see reflecting back? Every belief about money that your family whispered when they thought you weren't listening. Every moment you felt ashamed for wanting more. Every time you were told that spiritual people shouldn't desire wealth, that good people struggle, that abundance is somehow unspiritual. See your mother's face in that mirror, carrying the financial anxiety that she inherited from her mother, who inherited it from her mother before her. See your father's expression when bills arrived in the mail, the subtle tightening around his eyes that taught you money equals stress, scarcity equals virtue, and wanting more equals greed. See the faces of teachers, religious leaders, and cultural voices that convinced you that poverty was pious and wealth was wicked. But here is what Genevieve Behrend understood that they did not. These beliefs are not truth. They are inherited programming. They are frequency patterns passed down through generations of people who forgot their divine nature. They are lies told so many times they began to feel like facts. And lies, no matter how ancient or widespread, can be dissolved by a single moment of truth recognition. The past only has power when we carry it into the present moment. But right now, in this sacred space we are creating together, you have the authority to release what no longer serves your highest evolution. This mirror shows you everything you are ready to let go of, not to punish yourself, but to free yourself from carrying burdens that were never yours to begin with. I want you to understand something profound. The financial struggles of your ancestors were not their fault, and they are not your inheritance. They were souls incarnating into a collective consciousness of scarcity, playing their parts in the great human experiment of forgetting divine nature in order to experience the joy of remembering. Their struggles served a purpose. They brought you here, to this moment, where the pattern can finally be transformed. You are not just changing your own life, you are healing the financial DNA of your entire lineage. Every ancestor behind you who worried about money, who lived in financial fear, who believed that abundance was reserved for others, their healing depends on your willingness to remember what they forgot. You are the one your ancestors have been waiting for, the one who would finally break the cycle and step into the abundance that was always available. Breathe deeply now. With your exhale, speak these words of release. I release every fear that told me I was unworthy. I release every doubt that whispered I was not enough. I release every story that kept me small, every agreement with limitation, every ancestral pattern of struggle that has been passed down through generations. Feel that leaving your body. Literally, feel it dissolving from your cells, your bloodstream, your nervous system. See it as dark smoke being exhaled with each breath, dissipating into the light that surrounds you. You are not trying to convince yourself of anything. You are simply making space for what has always been true to return home to your consciousness. I release the belief that spiritual people must be poor. I release the lie that good people struggle. I release the illusion that abundance is limited, and I must compete for my share. I release every vow of poverty I may have taken in this lifetime or any other, every soul contract that kept me separate from my divine inheritance. Watch as the mirror clears. Each word of release dissolves another layer of false identity. You are peeling away everything you are not to reveal everything you are. This is not destruction. This is revelation. You are not losing anything real. You are discarding costumes you wore in a play you no longer need to perform. What reflects back now is not who you were, but who you have always been beneath the layers of conditioning. You see yourself as the universe sees you, as a perfect expression of infinite supply, temporarily playing the game of forgetting so you could experience the joy of remembering. You see eyes that have never known true lack, a face that belongs to abundance, a presence that commands prosperity simply by existing. The person in the mirror is wealthy in ways that transcend money. They are rich in possibility, abundant in potential, overflowing with the creative power of the universe itself. They do not beg for abundance. They embody it. They do not hope for prosperity. They are it. They do not chase wealth. They allow it to recognize itself through their consciousness. Take another breath, this one deeper than before. Feel yourself breathing as this abundant being, feeling what they feel, knowing what they know, expecting what they expect. You are not the same person who started watching this video. The old frequency is fading like a radio station you're driving away from. The new one is getting stronger, clearer, more dominant with each moment. The mirror reflects truth now, and truth is this: you were never separate from your good. You never lacked anything real. You never needed to earn what was already yours by birthright. The abundance was always there. You simply forgot how to see it through eyes unclouded by ancestral programming. Now we activate what has been revealed. Your body is not just flesh and bone. It is the most sophisticated manifestation technology ever created. Every cell within you is a tiny universe, vibrating at frequencies that either attract or repel your desires. Genevieve understood that prosperity consciousness must be embodied, not just understood. It must live in your tissues, circulate in your blood, pulse with your heartbeat, and breathe with your lungs. Most people try to manifest from their minds, treating the body as irrelevant to spiritual law. But the body is not separate from spirit. It is spirit condensed into form. Your physical form is consciousness made visible, energy slowed down to a density you can touch. When you awaken the body's remembrance of its abundant nature, manifestation becomes as natural as breathing. Imagine now a river of golden light beginning at the crown of your head. This is not visualization. This is recognition of the divine current that has always been flowing through you, the same current that flows through every prosperous person who has ever lived. Feel this light enter your skull, illuminating every thought pattern. Watch as old beliefs about scarcity dissolve instantly in its presence, like shadows fleeing sunlight. This golden river carries the frequency of every abundant soul who has ever walked this earth. It contains the consciousness of queens and kings, of inventors and entrepreneurs, of artists and visionaries who knew themselves as channels for infinite supply. As it flows through your mind, their knowing becomes your knowing. Their certainty becomes your certainty. Their expectation of abundance becomes your natural state. The golden river flows down into your throat. This is where abundance is spoken into existence, where divine decree transforms possibility into inevitability. Feel the light activating your vocal cords, your tongue, your lips, every part of your speech center. Speak these words and feel them resonate not just in your throat, but in the quantum field around you. Every word I speak creates abundance. My voice carries the authority of divine law. When I speak prosperity, the universe has no choice but to comply. The frequency of lack can no longer live in your throat. Only truth remains. Only declarations of divine inheritance. Only words that command reality rather than beg for permission. Your throat chakra is now calibrated to the frequency of royal decree, not the desperate pleading of someone who believes they lack, but the calm authority of someone who knows their divine right to prosper. The light pools in your chest, flooding your heart center. This is where the real transformation happens. Your heart is not just an organ. It is a broadcast station sending out electromagnetic signals that the universe receives and responds to. Scientific instruments have measured the electromagnetic field generated by your heart extending 8 feet beyond your physical body. This field is constantly broadcasting your core frequency, telling the universe what to send you. Feel your heart expanding, becoming a magnet for wealth, love, and opportunity. See it as a golden sun radiating the frequency of abundance in all directions. This is not metaphor. This is quantum mechanics. Your heart field is now broadcasting, I am abundant, I am worthy, I am ready to receive unlimited good. Every person you encounter, every opportunity that crosses your path, every dollar that flows towards you is responding to this electromagnetic signature. Speak now with your hand on your heart. Every cell in my body vibrates with the frequency of prosperity. And as you speak, feel it becoming true. Your bloodstream carries this new vibration to every corner of your being. 60 trillion cells receive this upgrade simultaneously. Your nervous system recalibrates to expect abundance as natural as your next breath. The golden river continues down through your solar plexus, your personal power center. Here lies your ability to take inspired action, to recognize opportunity, to move with confidence in the direction of your dreams. Feel this center igniting with the fire of divine will. This is where you claim your authority as a creator, where you stop being a victim of circumstances and become the director of your destiny. Your solar plexus is now vibrating with the same frequency as every successful entrepreneur, every wealthy investor, every person who has ever transformed an idea into fortune. You can feel their certainty settling into your cells. Their willingness to take bold action becomes your natural impulse. Their ability to see opportunity where others see obstacles becomes your new way of perceiving reality. Down through your sacral center, where creativity and manifestation merge. This is your creative womb, whether you are male or female, the space where ideas conceive and grow into physical form. Feel the golden light activating your creative power, your ability to birth new realities, to bring forth abundance in forms that have never existed before. You are not just thinking abundant thoughts, you are becoming a creative force aligned with the same intelligence that spins galaxies and grows forests. Finally, the light grounds itself through your root center and into the earth beneath you. You are now a living antenna, connected to the infinite supply of the universe above and the abundant resources of the earth below. You are not separate from prosperity. You are its physical expression. You are not hoping for abundance. You are abundance-seeking expression through your unique gifts and talents. Feel yourself now as a complete circuit of divine abundance. Energy flows from the cosmos through your crown, circulates through every system of your body, and roots deep into the Earth's magnetic field. You are plugged into the same source that powers stars, that grows diamonds, that creates oil reserves and gold deposits. This source has been waiting your entire life for you to remember your connection to it. This is not a metaphor. This is your new reality. Every breath you take draws in prosperity. Every heartbeat pumps abundance through your arteries. Every step you take on the earth grounds you deeper into your inheritance as a divine being having a human experience. Your body is now calibrated to the abundance frequency. The activation is complete. The download is installed. Your physical form is ready to receive and express levels of prosperity that were impossible when you were broadcasting limitation. There was a woman named Jennifer who attended one of Genevieve Behrend's private seminars in Los Angeles in 1922. She was a struggling artist, convinced that poverty was the price of creativity, that suffering was necessary for authentic expression. For years, she had worn her financial struggle like a badge of spiritual honor, believing that wealthy artists were somehow less pure, less connected to the divine source of inspiration. Jennifer lived in a tiny studio apartment, eating crackers and peanut butter for dinner, telling herself that material comfort would somehow dull her creative edge. She painted beautiful works, but refused to price them appropriately, believing that money would corrupt her art. She was deeply talented, but completely blocked around receiving any form of abundance, financial or otherwise. But Genevieve looked at her during that seminar and said something that changed everything. "My dear, you are not a poor artist trying to become successful. You are abundance itself, temporarily pretending to be limited. Your poverty is not spiritual, it is spiritual amnesia. You have forgotten that the same creative force that flows through your paintbrush also creates diamonds, that the same divine intelligence that inspires your art also fills the earth with gold." Genevieve continued, "True creativity requires abundant resources. How can you create your greatest works if you are constantly worried about rent? How can you access your highest inspiration if you are depleted by financial stress? Poverty does not make you more spiritual. It makes you unavailable to the full expression of your divine gifts." Jennifer left that seminar with something more than new information. She left with a new identity. She stopped seeing herself as a struggling artist and began embodying herself as an abundant creator. She stopped apologizing for wanting money and started understanding money as spiritual energy that could amplify her ability to serve through her art. Within 21 days of this identity shift, Jennifer's entire reality transformed. Commissions began flowing to her effortlessly. Gallery owners sought her out. Wealthy patrons discovered her work and began collecting it. Her art didn't change, her identity did. She stopped being someone who chased money and became someone who allowed money to chase her. She stopped creating from desperation and started creating from inspiration. Her work actually improved because she was no longer painting from fear, but from joy. This is the shift happening in you right now. You are scaling up from the limited I that has been programmed to struggle to the unlimited self that was born to prosper. Feel yourself expanding beyond the boundaries of who you thought you were, who your family said you were, who your culture convinced you that you were. The old identity is dissolving like salt in water. That person who worried about bills, who compared their income to others, who felt guilty for wanting more, that was never who you really were. That was simply a role you played in the great drama of forgetting and remembering. The role is ending. The actor is stepping off the stage. The real you is finally free to emerge. I no longer chase, I attract, you declare with quiet authority that comes not from ego, but from divine knowing. I no longer beg, I decree. I no longer hope, I know. I no longer try to become abundant. I remember that I already am. Imagine yourself now tending a magnificent garden. This garden exists in the realm of pure potential, and every word you speak plants a seed of manifestation in the fertile soil of consciousness. But this is not a garden you tend anxiously, worrying if the seeds will grow, checking constantly for signs of progress. This is a divine garden where every seed planted in faith and knowing must bloom into physical form by immutable spiritual law. You plant the seed of financial freedom. Feel it taking root in the rich soil of your awakened consciousness. You plant the seed of perfect opportunities. Watch it begin to sprout as your energy field broadcasts the new frequency. You plant the seed of effortless abundance. Know that its flowering is inevitable because the laws that govern seed and harvest in your garden are the same laws that govern all creation. But you are not just the gardener, you are also the garden itself. Your consciousness is the soil, your thoughts are the seeds, your emotions are the water and sunlight, and your actions are the tending that allows divine potential to manifest as physical reality. You are simultaneously the creator and the creation, the abundant source and the abundant expression. You are no longer someone who lacks money. You are not someone who struggles for opportunities. You are not someone who begs for abundance or waits for permission to prosper. Those identities are dissolving with every breath, evaporating like dew under the rising sun of your awakened consciousness. You are abundance in human form. You are prosperity-seeking expression through your unique gifts and talents. You are the universe's chosen vessel for demonstrating what is possible when someone remembers their divine inheritance. You are living proof that lack is illusion and abundance is truth. From this identity, everything changes. Your decisions shift because you decide from abundance rather than scarcity. Your energy transforms because you radiate prosperity rather than need. Your expectations evolve because you expect good things as naturally as you expect the sun to rise. The world responds to who you are being, not what you are doing. People will notice something different about you without being able to name what has changed. Opportunities will appear that match your new frequency. Money will flow toward you in ways that feel magical, but are actually the natural result of consciousness aligned with divine law. You are not becoming someone new. You are remembering someone ancient, the abundant being you have always been beneath the layers of programming, conditioning, and collective forgetting. This is not transformation. This is revelation. This is homecoming. This is the return to your original nature. And from this place of remembrance, miracles become ordinary, abundance becomes natural, and prosperity becomes as effortless as breathing. There exists an invisible clock that operates not on human time, but on divine precision. Genevieve called this the appointed hour, that perfect moment when your consciousness aligns with manifestation so completely that delay becomes impossible, when your inner frequency matches your desired outcome so perfectly that the universe has no choice but to deliver what you have been calling forth through your transformed being. Your job is not to force timing, but to stay in the frequency where perfect timing finds you. Think of yourself as a radio receiver that has been tuned to the abundance station. When you remain on that frequency consistently, every song that plays is a manifestation of prosperity. When you drift back to the old stations of lack and limitation, you receive different programming entirely. Feel yourself now connected to this divine rhythm. It pulses through your bloodstream like a secret code, coordinates your heartbeat with the heartbeat of infinite supply, orchestrates the perfect sequence of events that will deliver your abundance in ways your mind could never plan, but your soul always knew were possible. This divine timing is not slow. It is precise. It is not delayed. It is perfected. Every moment of apparent waiting has been preparation. Every seeming setback has been setup. Every closed door has been protection from something lesser so that something greater could arrive when you were truly ready to receive it. I trust divine timing completely, you declare, and feel the relief flooding through your nervous system as you release the burden of trying to control outcomes. What is mine by spiritual law cannot be lost, delayed, or denied. I move in perfect rhythm with the universe, and the universe moves in perfect response to my consciousness. Close your eyes and breathe this truth into your bones. Inhale trust. Exhale fear. Feel trust filling every cell while fear dissolves completely. There is no room for both frequencies in the same body. You choose trust. You choose to align with divine intelligence rather than human impatience. Inhale certainty. Exhale doubt. Watch certainty flooding your bloodstream like golden light, reaching every organ, every tissue, every thought pattern. Doubt evaporates like morning mist before the sun. Inhale faith. Exhale worry. Faith is not belief without evidence. Faith is knowing the evidence is already arranged and making its way toward you through pathways you cannot see but can trust completely. Now I want you to engage with the most powerful amplifier of abundance consciousness ever discovered. If you have a glass of water nearby, hold it in your hands. If not, simply cup your palms as if holding the most precious liquid in existence. This water represents your connection to the flow of infinite supply, your alignment with the cosmic river of abundance that flows through every truly prosperous person. Water is the most receptive substance on earth. It takes the shape of whatever contains it, reflects whatever is placed before it, and carries whatever energy is infused into it. Scientists have proven that water has memory, that it can store and transmit vibrational information, that speaking to water actually changes its molecular structure in measurable ways. Hold this water and understand that you are not just holding H2O. You are holding liquid consciousness, fluid potential, the very substance from which all life emerges. Your body is 70% water, which means 70% of your physical being is pure receptivity, ready to be programmed with whatever frequency you consistently broadcast. Speak into this water now, knowing that your words are being absorbed and will be carried to every cell in your body. I am aligned with the abundance frequency. Every drop of this water carries my divine decree into every cell of my being. I am prosperous. I am wealthy. I am abundant in all ways. Feel the water warming in your hands as it receives your intention. This is not imagination. This is physics. Your electromagnetic field is actually interacting with the water's molecular structure, encoding it with the vibration of abundance. You are creating liquid prosperity consciousness that will reprogram your cellular structure from the inside out. Now drink slowly, feeling each sip installing this new programming at the deepest level of your biology. Feel the abundant water flowing into your mouth, down your throat, into your stomach, and beginning the process of circulation that will carry this frequency to every part of your body within minutes. As you swallow, understand that you are not just hydrating your body. You are encoding your DNA with abundance information, programming your cellular structure to expect and attract prosperity as naturally as it attracts oxygen. Your blood will carry this vibration to your heart, which will broadcast it through your electromagnetic field. Your lymphatic system will carry it to your immune system, strengthening your ability to resist the virus of scarcity thinking. If you don't have water available, place both hands on your heart and feel the circulation flowing through you. This blood, this life force, is now carrying the vibration of abundance to every organ, every tissue, every thought pattern. Your cardiovascular system becomes a distribution network for prosperity consciousness, ensuring that no part of you remains untouched by your new identity as an abundant being. This is not ritual for ritual's sake. This is practical spirituality. You are using the physical world as a tool for consciousness transformation, engaging your body in the process of identity shift, making the abstract concrete and the invisible tangible. Every great manifestor throughout history understood this principle of embodied spirituality. Feel the shift happening in your cells right now. Your body knows that something fundamental has changed. Your nervous system is recalibrating to this new frequency. Your endocrine system is releasing different hormones in response to your shifted identity. Your brain is literally rewiring itself to support your new reality as an abundant being. Comment below, I align now, if you can feel the shift happening in your body, if you can sense your cellular structure responding to this abundance activation. The frequency is stabilizing. The download is integrating. Your body is coming online as a vehicle for prosperity consciousness. And now, we prepare for the resistance that always arises when someone stops playing small and starts embodying their true magnificence. The space around you is now filled with invisible keys to bank accounts that have your name on them, keys to opportunities seeking your unique gifts, keys to doors that will open the moment you approach them with abundance consciousness rather than lack mentality. These keys have been floating in your energy field since the moment you were born, but you could not see them through eyes clouded by scarcity programming. Now that your vision is clearing, now that your frequency is recalibrating, these keys are becoming visible. Some will appear as sudden insights about how to increase your income. Others will manifest as people who appear with perfect timing, bearing unexpected opportunities. Still others will arrive as situations that seem to fall together effortlessly, creating pathways to prosperity that feel like divine intervention, but are actually the natural result of consciousness aligned with its true nature. But before we activate these keys, I must map the 7 forms of resistance that will arise in the next 48 hours. Genevieve warned that when someone begins to remember their true nature, the old identity fights desperately to maintain familiar patterns, even painful ones. Your ego structure has been investing in limitation for years or decades. It will not surrender without making one final attempt to reclaim your consciousness. Understanding these resistances in advance transforms them from obstacles into confirmations that you are on the right path. Each resistance that arises is actually proof that you are changing, evidence that your old frequency is losing its grip, a sign that breakthrough is closer than ever before. Resistance 1. The doubt voice. Within hours of this activation, a voice will whisper, "This is too simple to work." Real transformation requires years of therapy, decades of spiritual practice, or extraordinary external circumstances. You cannot change this quickly. When it arises, breathe deeply and respond, "Thank you for trying to protect me from disappointment. But this is not change. This is remembrance. I am not becoming someone new. I am returning to who I have always been." This doubt voice carries the frequency of every person who tried to manifest and failed, every teacher who promised transformation but delivered only temporary inspiration, every disappointment you have experienced with spiritual practices that seemed powerful but produced no lasting results. The voice is not trying to harm you. It is trying to protect you from another letdown. Resistance 2. The logic mind. Your analytical mind will demand proof before believing, evidence before trusting, guarantee before investing your faith in this process. It will point to your current bank balance, your current circumstances, your current limitations as evidence that abundance is impossible for you. Reply calmly, "I am the proof that consciousness creates reality. My current circumstances are simply the lag time between my old frequency and my new one." Watch me demonstrate what is possible when someone stops believing in limitation. Resistance 3. The comparison trap. Your mind will point to others who tried manifestation and failed, others who believed in abundance but remained struggling, others who seemed to have all the right knowledge but never broke through to prosperity. Answer firmly. Their journey is not mine. Their results do not determine my potential. My abundance is guaranteed because abundance is not earned. It is recognized. I recognize it now. Resistance. 4. The impatience pattern. Part of you will want results immediately, proof today, manifestation this moment. It will check your bank account obsessively, looking for signs that the process is working, becoming discouraged if change is not instantly visible. Breathe and say, "Divine timing is perfect timing. My abundance is arranging itself behind the scenes right now. I trust the cosmic intelligence that coordinates my manifestation far more than I trust my human impatience." Resistance 5. The unworthiness echo. This is the deepest and most subtle resistance. A voice will question whether you really deserve abundance, whether you have earned the right to prosper, whether someone like you can truly live in wealth without becoming corrupted or losing your spiritual connection. Declare with absolute authority, "Abundance is my birthright, not my reward. I was born deserving unlimited good. My worthiness is inherent in my existence, not dependent on my actions. The universe created me as an expression of its own abundance." Resistance. 6. The fear of change. Paradoxically, your psyche may prefer familiar struggle to unknown abundance. Limitation feels safe because it is known. Prosperity feels threatening because it represents uncharted territory. Your old identity will whisper that abundance would change you in ways you cannot control, that wealth would corrupt your values or separate you from the people you love. State clearly, "I embrace all good that comes to me. I trust myself to remain aligned with my highest values regardless of my financial circumstances. I am safe in abundance. Prosperity enhances my ability to serve, not diminishes it." Resistance. 7. The final test. This is the most important resistance to understand. Just before breakthrough, just before your abundance materializes in visible form, everything may appear to get worse. Bills may increase, expenses may multiply, opportunities may seem to disappear. This is not evidence that the process is failing. This is the old reality making one final push to maintain control. Know this: the darkest hour is just before dawn. This apparent chaos is simply old energy patterns dissolving to make space for new abundance. I remain in my frequency regardless of temporary appearances. When any of these resistances arise, and they will, don't fight them, don't analyze them, don't give them more power by arguing with them. Simply return to the scene of yourself already living in complete abundance. See yourself paying bills with joy instead of anxiety. Witness yourself giving generously without fear of depletion. Feel yourself making decisions from overflow rather than scarcity. Return to your body and feel the golden light still flowing through you. Remember the water ceremony and the cellular activation. Touch your heart and feel the electromagnetic field of abundance still broadcasting from your chest. These are not memories of something that happened. They are reminders of what is happening right now, continuously, regardless of what temporary thoughts or circumstances may be visiting your experience. The keys to your prosperity are still floating in your energy field. The abundance is still arranging itself behind the scenes. The universe is still conspiring in your favor. Nothing has changed, except your awareness may have been temporarily hijacked by old programming trying to reassert itself. Simply return to knowing, and the knowing will restore everything else. Opportunities flow to me like rivers to the sea. Doors open in my favor before I even approach them. Wealth finds me with supernatural ease because I am no longer hiding from my own abundance. Speak this 3 times now, feeling each repetition strengthening the neural pathways of prosperity in your brain, feeling each word encoding itself deeper into your cellular structure. Feel reality reshaping itself around your words. The quantum field is responding to your declaration. The universe is rearranging itself to match your frequency. Abundance that was queued up behind your old resistance is now free to flow into your experience. Comment, I am ready for all 7 if you feel prepared to move through any resistance that attempts to pull you back into the old frequency. If you trust yourself to remain aligned with abundance consciousness, regardless of what temporary challenges may arise to test your new identity. Your prosperity is not dependent on the absence of resistance. It is guaranteed by your willingness to remain in frequency despite resistance. The abundance is already yours. The keys are already in your hands. The doors are already opening. Before I share with you the amplification techniques that can accelerate your abundance manifestation exponentially, you must hear about Sarah. She was a real estate agent from Denver who had been struggling for 3 years, watching other agents close deal after deal while her own business remained stagnant. She had all the right training, all the necessary licenses, all the professional knowledge, but somehow success kept eluding her like water slipping through her fingers. Sarah discovered this frequency protocol during what she called her dark night of the soul, that moment when she was ready to quit real estate entirely and return to her corporate job, convinced that entrepreneurship was not meant for people like her. She was sitting in her car after another failed listing presentation, tears streaming down her face, when something inside her whispered that she was approaching abundance from entirely the wrong angle. She applied this frequency protocol with one powerful addition that Genevieve herself had taught to her most advanced students. Every morning, Sarah would stand in front of her bathroom mirror and crown herself with an imaginary crown of pure light before speaking her abundance declarations. She would place this invisible crown on her head with the same ceremony as if she were being coronated as a queen, feeling its weight, sensing its authority, embodying the divine right to prosper that it represented. Sarah told me later that it felt ridiculous at first. Her logical mind protested that she was playing dress-up with invisible accessories. But something profound happened by day 7 of this crown ritual. She began walking differently. Her posture changed. Her voice carried more authority. Her energy field expanded in ways that people could feel without understanding what had shifted. Clients started responding to her differently. They sensed something in her presence that commanded respect and trust. Property owners began calling her instead of her calling them. Other agents started referring clients to her, drawn by a magnetism they couldn't name but couldn't resist. Within 21 days, she closed more deals than she had in the previous 6 months combined. When I asked her what had changed, she said, "I stopped asking for abundance and started wearing it. I stopped hoping for success and started embodying it. I stopped trying to convince people I was good at what I do and started knowing it so completely that they could feel it in my presence." This is the power of the crown, not as a physical object, but as a consciousness symbol that activates your divine authority to prosper. This crown represents your royal heritage as a child of infinite abundance, your spiritual birthright to live in prosperity, your cosmic inheritance that no external circumstance can revoke. Feel it now, resting gently on your head like a circlet of pure light. This crown is woven from the same energy that creates stars, forged from the same consciousness that builds galaxies, crafted from the same love that sustains all life. It is not something you earn. It is something you remember. It is not something you put on. It is something you acknowledge as having always been there. As you feel this crown settling onto your head, adjusting to fit perfectly, becoming as much a part of you as your own breath, speak, "I am abundant. I am limitless. I am the creator of my reality. I wear the crown of divine prosperity, and everything I touch is blessed with increase." Feel these words not as hopes or wishes, but as factual statements about your true nature being registered in the quantum field around you. Your electromagnetic signature is broadcasting royal frequency now. Your presence commands abundance because you are abundance consciously recognizing itself in human form. Now we add the 5 amplifiers that will accelerate your manifestation beyond anything you have experienced before. Amplifier 1, the Royal Recognition Ritual. Every time you see your reflection for the next 21 days, in mirrors, windows, phone screens, any reflective surface, acknowledge the crown. Give yourself a subtle nod of recognition. You are not seeing someone hoping to become abundant. You are seeing abundance itself, temporarily wearing human form. This continuous recognition prevents your consciousness from drifting back into old patterns of self-perception. Amplifier 2. The source awareness practice. Before spending any money, any amount, from $1 to 1,000, pause and feel yourself as the infinite source choosing how to direct the flow of abundance. You are not someone with limited resources making careful decisions. You are unlimited supply expressing itself through wise stewardship. This shift in awareness transforms spending from loss to circulation, from depletion to direction. Amplifier 3. The multiplication blessing. When you receive money, any amount from a penny found on the street to a paycheck deposited in your account, hold it for 3 seconds and whisper, "More where this came from." Feel the truth of these words. This money is not your total supply. It is simply the visible tip of an infinite iceberg. Every dollar received is proof that more is available, evidence that the flow is active, confirmation that abundance is your natural state. Amplifier 4. The divine appointment reminder. Set a daily alarm for 3:33 p.m. When it sounds, wherever you are, whatever you are doing, stop everything and declare, "Wealth is my nature. Abundance is my reality. Prosperity flows through me as naturally as breath flows through my lungs." This interrupts whatever frequency you may have drifted into and instantly recalibrates you to your abundance identity. Amplifier 5. The sensory anchor system. Choose either a specific scent, a particular piece of music, or a unique physical gesture that you will use only when embodying abundance consciousness. This creates a neurological bridge that allows you to instantly return to abundance frequency whenever you activate your chosen anchor. The combination of these amplifiers with your core frequency activation creates what Genevieve called compound manifestation, results that multiply exponentially rather than growing linearly. Each amplifier reinforces the others, bypassing mental barriers and installing prosperity consciousness directly into your automatic responses. Comment, "I choose to amplify," if you are ready to implement these 5 amplifiers consistently for the next 21 days, if you are prepared to live as the crowned consciousness you truly are. The signs will begin appearing before you expect them, often within hours of this consciousness activation. They always do when someone genuinely shifts frequency, when someone stops pretending to be limited and starts expressing their unlimited nature. These signs are not coincidences. They are the universe's way of confirming that your new frequency has been received, processed, and is now being translated into physical manifestation. Watch for these divine confirmations in the next 48 hours. A coin or bill found unexpectedly in your pocket, on the ground, or in an old jacket. A smile from a stranger that feels unusually warm and genuine. A song playing on the radio with lyrics about abundance, success, or achieving dreams. A conversation overheard that contains exactly what you need to hear. Dreams of flying, opening doors, or discovering treasure. Unexpected compliments or recognition. Technology working better than usual. Green lights when you're running late. Animals and small children responding to you with unusual friendliness. But I must share with you the story of Rebecca, because her experience illustrates the most important sign of all. Rebecca was a marketing consultant from Austin who had been implementing this frequency protocol faithfully for 18 days when everything seemed to fall apart. She lost her biggest client due to budget cuts. Her car needed expensive repairs, and her landlord announced a rent increase, all in the same week. She called me in tears, convinced that the process wasn't working, that she had failed somehow, that abundance consciousness was just another spiritual fantasy. But I told her what Genevieve had taught me. This was not failure. This was the final test. The old reality was making one last attempt to reclaim her consciousness. I convinced her to hold steady for just 3 more days. On day 21, she received news of an inheritance from a distant relative she barely knew. Enough to solve every problem and fund the business she had dreamed of for years. What had seemed like devastating failure was actually divine orchestration, creating space for a blessing so large it required the removal of smaller limitations. This is why the most important sign is often disguised as its opposite. When your test comes, Remember that you are being asked to prove that you truly believe in your abundance, not just hope for it. Now I need you to do something powerful. Think of the one fear, the one limiting belief about money that has haunted you the longest. Write it in the comments below, but as you type it, feel yourself releasing it completely into the light of collective consciousness. Let this comment section become our purging space where old beliefs come to die and new realities are born. What fear or belief are you ready to release tonight? Share it, release it, and let abundance take its place. Comment. The signs are here when you have released your limitation and can feel the shift in your energy field. You are not at the beginning of a process. You are returning to who you have always been beneath the layers of programming and conditioning. This is not about becoming abundant. This is about stopping the pretense that you were ever anything else. For the next 21 days, you will live as the abundant being you truly are. Each morning when you wake, place both hands on your chest and feel the frequency of abundance pulsing through your heart. Each night before sleep, crown yourself with divine supply and rest, knowing the universe is arranging circumstances in your favor. This is your new identity. I am abundance expressed in human form. I am prosperity embodied in flesh and blood. I am the universe's chosen vessel for demonstrating infinite supply in material reality. Now I seal this work with the ancient formula that Genevieve herself used to lock in transformation. Repeat these words 3 times, each repetition carrying more power, more certainty, more finality. First time, whisper, and so it is. Second time, normal voice, and so it remains. Third time, complete authority, and so it multiplies. Feel that locking into your cellular structure. You have just activated a divine agreement that cannot be revoked. Your abundance is now a spiritual fact, awaiting only perfect timing for physical manifestation. If you are ready to join thousands who are simultaneously raising the frequency of abundance consciousness, subscribe now. You are joining a movement of conscious manifestation that serves the collective transformation of human consciousness from limitation to limitlessness. Return in exactly 48 hours and share your first sign. Your testimony serves not just your own anchoring, but gives permission for others to remember their abundant nature. Your transformation serves more than personal dreams. It serves the cosmic plan for a world where abundance is recognized as everyone's birthright. You are participating in the healing of humanity's illusion of scarcity. Watch for the confirmations. Trust the process. Wear the crown. Live the frequency. Share the results. Your abundance is not coming. It is here. The frequency is locked. The identity is established. The abundance is inevitable. And so it is. And so it remains. And so it multiplies. Your new reality begins now.